An update on a scene out of California, in Southern California, in Dana Point to be exact, as a bicyclist is hit and killed in a intersection collision. Here's more from our Fox 11 team as they just had that story here.
After being hit by a car, Lexus allegedly hit the bicyclist around 3 o'clock this afternoon at PCH and Crown Valley Parkway. The driver then allegedly got out of the Lexus and assaulted the cyclist. He died at the hospital.
Yeah, that driver has since been detained, and an investigation is underway right now, as you can see from these live images. Police ask, of course, if you could stay away from this area for at least the next 3 hours. We have a crew there. We will have a live report with our Ed Lascos. That's tonight on the Fox 11 News at 10 o'clock.
I want to put up some video from earlier, just a little bit ago, as we're following this here on Live Now from Fox. Of course, following it out of Southern California, you can see the bike there in the middle of this intersection as we were learning some new details here from earlier as they were hit and killed. This according to our Fox 11 team, as police are currently investigating on Pacifico Highway in Orange County, California. They are responding to a call of a cyclist being hit by a car near Crown Valley Parkway and East Pacific Coast Highway. Of course, the bicyclist was taken to the hospital after the crash and later succumbed to those injuries. This according to our Fox 11 team. We want to have what we see from our Fox 11 team is they're getting interviews on the ground outside of this scene. So let's listen into some of these interviews with just some citizens that may have seen what happened, just witnesses on the ground here from just a little bit earlier.
It's actually completely surreal. This type of thing does not happen in our community at all. I mean, we live here in beautiful Southern California, here in Laguna Beach, and when I heard what happened, I was actually shocked. I first was told that it was just a hit and run, possibly a just pedestrian on a bicycle, and then I learned of other details, and it was actually really shocking and disturbing because it just doesn't happen here.
You look like a pretty fit guy. Do you bike at all?
No, actually, I don't. My wife called our neighbor, who's an avid cyclist, because we want to make sure that anyone we knew, friends and family, were safe and not a part of this.
What do you think as a society that it's come to the fact that somebody can't just hit somebody, but goes a step further?
Road rage is a serious thing, and that's why we should all behave ourselves in our cars, not flip people off, because you never know who you may be pissing off. I mean, mental illness is definitely a thing that goes untreated, and you never know what other individuals are going through. That person very well could have had a horrible day, and that was the tipping point that set them over the edge, and it's really unfortunate.
Here's a guy on looks like a pretty decent bike. I'm not sure if that's what he does all the time, but like cruising along, and then next thing you know, he gets hit, and now
his life's over. And that's the absolute scary part, is simply because, you know, he was enjoying his day, and next thing you know, his life is over. And that's why we should always take care of our loved ones and say that we love them and appreciate that any moment could be our last. And it's really an unfortunate way, and I hope his family, or her family, I think it was a male, but that their family finds some solace and comfort in this time, and our thoughts and prayers are with them.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Stephen, right?
Stephen.
Okay, yep. Thank you so much.
Last name Cunningham, Cunningham.
You're a local resident?
Local resident up the street.
So, local or not, what are your thoughts about what took place behind this here?
Crazy. Really sad seeing the blood on the side of the road. It's like what my husband said, surreal and really unfortunate. My immediate reaction was to ask my neighbor, who's a cyclist, like, hey, are you home? Are you safe? Disturbing. So I have a 1 and a 3-year-old, and yeah, it's just crazy.
We don't know all the details, but regardless of what went down here, for somebody to actually, first of all, maybe hit the guy and then get out of his car and do what he did next. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it is, I don't know, this is why I don't flip off anyone on the side of the road, you know, while driving anymore. You never know how someone's going to react. I think it's dangerous. I don't know if this was a case, from what I've heard, of road rage. I just heard a rumor that's what was going on, and if that's the truth, that's really, really, really terrifying.
So somebody actually lost their life here today, bicycling. What have we come to? I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
It makes me kind of scared to drive. I live in fear driving even to LA to visit my family with my kids because there's angry drivers, motorcycles. I mean, someone just got killed crossing the street in Laguna Beach the other day. It's so sad.
Okay, so in all fairness.
Thank you again to our Fox 11 team that's on the ground, still trying to piece together the details there as they're getting some witnesses, but you can see the scene there. What we do know right now, there's a bicyclist was hit and eventually died at the hospital after it was struck by a car on the Pacific Coast Highway. You can just see the scene there, the back tire mangled a little bit, as we also saw images of the white Lexus that potentially hit this car, as certainly the windshield was significantly damaged. Orange County Fire and Emergency are on the scene there. You can see the police tape up as well. Our Fox 11 team was following this as well. So we're going to continue to cover all of this story here on Live Now from Fox as we approach just about 7 o'clock. We're 20 minutes or so from 7 o'clock here. So this was the scene just a little bit ago. I want to put up a live picture of what we're seeing right now from this scene. Just a very troubling sight as this bike, as you can see the back tire and the scene on there, as now this vehicle being towed away. I believe that's the white Lexus that was there. Maybe that's a different vehicle. There's a tow truck on the scene to take away the white vehicle. So this is a live picture. This is what we do here on Live Now from Fox. We're still trying to piece together some details of what's going on, but you can see the police tape and this white vehicle there that potentially struck this bicycle on the Pacific Coast Highway near Dana Point. We're following it here on Live Now from Fox. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break.